My precious child, listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal is not a joke. It is not a coincidence. And it is certainly not random. This is about the money you have been waiting for, the breakthrough you prayed for in tears, the financial shift you whispered about at night, the provision you thought was delayed. Heaven says it is closer than you think. But there is something you must see before it arrives. I, Archangel Michael, have been assigned to stand guard over what belongs to you. And I must speak clearly now. 2 people in your circle are quietly trying to take everything. Yes, this is not an exaggeration. This is not fear. This is revelation. You have felt it. That subtle tension. That strange energy when you share good news. That sudden silence when you mention opportunity. There are 2 individuals who smile at you publicly but question your worth privately. They nod in agreement while secretly calculating how to benefit from your harvest. But listen to me. They cannot touch what heaven has sealed. The money you have been waiting for did not come by accident. It was authorized. It was recorded. It was assigned. Long before you saw numbers on a screen or heard promises from people, it was written in your spiritual account. The delay was not denial. It was divine positioning. However, the enemy always studies timing, and when provision is near, interference increases. These 2 people are not random. They are watching, observing, waiting for the exact moment your breakthrough manifests so they can attach themselves to it. One carries jealousy masked as advice. The other carries greed disguised as concern. You must open your spiritual eyes. This is why certain conversations felt draining. This is why you walked away from recent interactions feeling smaller instead of empowered. This is why your intuition kept whispering, "Be careful what you share." That whisper was not anxiety. It was protection. I, Archangel Michael, do not bring this message to create fear. I bring it to create awareness. There is a difference. Fear paralyzes. Awareness prepares. Your money is protected, but your access to it requires wisdom. Very soon, an opportunity connected to finances will surface. It may come through a message, a call, a contract, or an unexpected repayment. When it does, watch who suddenly becomes overly interested. Watch who asks detailed questions about amounts. Watch who subtly suggests how you should invest or help or share. Not everyone celebrating you is assigned to sit at your table. But here is the powerful truth. Exposure is part of your blessing. What is hidden will not remain hidden. Their intentions will slip through small cracks. A comment, a contradiction, a moment of overreaction. Pay attention. Because once you see clearly, you will move differently. And when you move differently, you protect differently. This is not about cutting everyone off. This is about discernment. Heaven is upgrading your financial territory, but territory attracts attention. When your value rises, so does envy. When your reward approaches, so does resistance. Yet understand this deeply. They cannot steal what is divinely marked. I stand with a sword of clarity over your life. Confusion is being removed. Emotional manipulation is being exposed. And the financial door that seemed stuck is beginning to unlock. You have been patient. You have endured seasons of almost approved, almost paid, almost recognized. But heaven does not operate in almost. It operates in appointed time. And that appointed time is approaching. The reason this message feels intense is because it is urgent. Once the money lands, dynamics around you will shift quickly. Some will reveal loyalty. Others will reveal motive. Do not be shocked. Do not be emotional. Be observant. Your calm response will frustrate those who expect an access. Here is a reason you have felt called to become more private lately. A reason you have felt less talkative about your plans. That is strategic silence, not isolation, strategy. You are stepping into a financial chapter that requires maturity. And here is what you must remember above all. What is meant for you will not be rerouted to them. What heaven signed in your name cannot be transferred by manipulation. Their plans will collapse under their own weight. But you must not ignore the warning. Because this is not a joke. The money you have been waiting for is real. The breakthrough is real. The shift is real. And so is the attempt to interfere. Take a breath right now. Feel that seriousness in your spirit. That is confirmation. In the next moments of your life, conversations will begin to make sense. Behaviors will click into place. And you will realize you were being prepared, not delayed. Stand firm. Speak less. Observe more. Your provision is protected. Beloved soul, the atmosphere around you is shifting faster than you realize. What felt distant yesterday is drawing dangerously close today. And I must speak again with clarity. The money you have been waiting for is not delayed anymore. It is aligning. But alignment always exposes intention. I, Archangel Michael, am not only a warrior of protection. I'm a revealer of patterns. And the pattern around you right now is unmistakable. One of the two individuals carry subtle competitiveness. They measure your progress against their own. They smile when you struggle because it keeps the balance comfortable for them. The other carries dependency masked as loyalty. They have grown used to leaning on your strength, your generosity, your vision. If you rise financially, their control weakens. This is why tension is increasing in small, almost invisible ways. Notice how conversations have started circling around money more often. Notice how questions feel layered, not simple. Notice how your instincts tighten when certain topics arise. The tightening and not overthinking. It is spiritual intelligence activating. Your blessing is about to test the authenticity of your circle. When financial breakthrough comes, it amplifies who people truly are. The supportive become louder in encouragement. The insecure become louder in comparison. The manipulative become creative in persuasion. And the entitled become bold in expectation. But hear me clearly, your provision was not sent to finance someone else's hidden agenda. Here is a reason you have been financially stretched in recent seasons. It built discipline. It built discernment. It taught you the value of boundaries. The upcoming increase is not just money. It is proof that you endured without becoming bitter. Yet you must move differently this time. When the funds arrive, do not announce it immediately. Do not celebrate publicly before you secure privately. Silence is not secrecy. It is strategy. Protection does not mean paranoia. It means wisdom. One of these two people will attempt emotional leverage. They may remind you of past favors. They may bring up shared history. They may subtly imply that your growth should automatically benefit them. But generosity must be chosen freely, not extracted through pressure. A second person will try something more subtle. They may suggest partnerships. They may propose ideas that sound mutually beneficial but place control in their hands. Read every detail. Question every urgency. If something feels rushed, pause. If something feels forced, step back. You are not meant to react emotionally in this season. You are meant to respond strategically. And let me say this with strength. The money you have been waiting for carries responsibility. It is not just about comfort. It is about elevation. Elevation changes access. Not everyone who walked with you in scarcity can walk with you in abundance. That does not make you arrogant. It makes you aligned. I, Archangel Michael, am guarding the door, but you must guard your decisions. Divine protection does not replace personal wisdom. It partners with it. Very soon, you will receive a sign that confirms this entire message. It may be a strange comment. It may be a sudden argument over nothing. It may be someone reacting unusually to good news that has nothing to do with them. When that happens, do not confront immediately. Observe quietly. Patterns reveal truth over time. Your calmness will expose insecurity around you. And here is something important. Do not allow guilt to weaken your boundaries. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to keep what heaven assigned to you. The enemy works through proximity. He does not always attack from strangers. Sometimes he whispers through familiar voices. That is why discernment is critical now. If this message is resonating deeply, engage with it. Like this video so the algorithm pushes this warning to others who need protection. Share it with someone you sense is on the edge of breakthrough. Comment what you are feeling as you listen, because your voice activates agreement. Subscribe and become part of this growing spiritual family. When you join in support and membership, you strengthen this mission of revelation and covering. There is power in collective awareness. Because what is happening to you is not isolated. Many are stepping into financial shifts this season, and many are being tested relationally at the same time. Hold steady. The money is not the problem. The circle is the examination. I am standing near you in this hour of transition. My sword is not raised in panic, but in preparation. You are not being warned because you will lose. You are being warned because you will win, and winners must see clearly. In the moments ahead, watch carefully. Listen more than you speak. Protect before you announce. Something significant is about to surface, and when it does, everything will start to make sense. And trust me, what unfolds next will open your eyes in a way you did not expect. Chosen one. What I am about to reveal will settle the uneasiness you have been carrying in your chest. The pressure you feel is not random. It is the friction between what is assigned to you and what is trying to attach itself to you. And the moment of separation is closer than you think. I, Archangel Michael, stand in divine authority to declare this. Exposure is already in motion. The money you have been waiting for is not just currency. It represents a shift in status, stability, and influence. When resources increase, your voice carries further. Your decisions affect more. Your independence strengthens. And for two individuals in your circle, that independence feels threatening. One of them fears losing access to your generosity. They are accustomed to your open hand. They are comfortable with you being slightly behind, slightly struggling, slightly uncertain. Your breakthrough disrupts that balance. And disruption creates insecurity in those who benefited from your limitations. The other carries something deeper, quiet comparison. They have watched your journey closely. They have mentally measured timelines. They believed they would reach certain milestones before you. And now, sensing your financial elevation, something inside them tightens. They will not admit it. They may not even consciously recognize it. But it will reveal itself through tone, through subtle competition, through unnecessary advice. Watch how they react when your good news becomes real. Because it will become real. There will be a moment very soon when confirmation lands in your hands. It may be an approval, a transfer, a contract, or a release of funds long held back. When it happens, your first instinct will be relief. Your second instinct may be excitement. But your third instinct must be discretion. Do not announce prematurely. I say this not to make you fearful, but to keep you positioned. The season you are entering requires controlled celebration. Joy does not need an audience to be powerful. Gratitude does not require public display to be authentic. You are being elevated into a room where wisdom matters more than validation. One of these two people will attempt to position themselves as necessary to your next step. They may offer help you did not ask for. They may present themselves as protectors or advisors. But pay attention to the energy behind their words. Is it empowerment or is it insertion? The other will test your emotional boundaries. They may create small conflicts to see if you are still as available as before. They may remind you of old memories to anchor you in past dynamics. But you are not in that past anymore. Your financial shift marks the end of a former version of you. An ending that makes certain people uncomfortable. I, Archangel Michael, am clearing illusions from your sight. Where you once doubted yourself, you will now trust your intuition. Where you once ignored red flags, you will now recognize patterns. And when you recognize them, you will not overreact. You will simply adjust. Adjustment is power. This breakthrough was delayed because your discernment had to mature first. If this money had arrived earlier, you might have overshared. You might have overcommitted. You might have felt obligated to include those who were not meant to benefit. But now you see differently. There is also something you must understand. Not every attempt to access your resources will look aggressive. Some attempts will look affectionate. Some will look supportive. Some will look spiritual. But if the intention is self-serving, it will eventually contradict itself. Truth exposes itself through inconsistency. In the coming days, one conversation will stand out. It will feel slightly off. Not dramatic. Not explosive. Just slightly off. Do not dismiss that feeling. That is your confirmation. That is the moment heaven allows you to see behind the smile. And when you see, do not confront with anger. Simply reposition with calm authority. Because your blessing is secure. The two individuals may try to create urgency once they sense the shift. They may push timelines. They may push decisions. They may push involvement. But you are not required to move at their pace. Slow decisions protect fast blessings. You are stepping into financial territory that demands privacy, structure, and strength. I am not speaking to make you suspicious of everyone. I am speaking to sharpen your discernment toward specific energies. There are still loyal hearts around you. There are still pure intentions near you. But not every seat around your table is permanent. Release without drama. As this message settles in your spirit, you may already feel clarity forming. Names may be surfacing in your thoughts. Memories may be replaying with new understanding. That is not imagination. That is revelation aligning. Now receive this activation. Type I receive divine protection in the comments if this message confirms what you have been sensing. Lesson code 444 is now activated over your finances and your circle. And as you step into this protected season, understand this sacred invitation. When you sow into this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link placed in the description, you are not funding a platform. You are fueling a fire that reaches souls standing on the edge of breakthrough. The Lord says, as you sow beside still waters, I will cause your seed to become a river in dry places. This is your moment of alignment. I feel called to stand with this word and push it further into the world. When you give, You release oil that keeps this light burning for those trapped in confusion. This is not charity. It is partnership with heaven's agenda. Those who build altars of generosity will see open heavens above their own house. Do not hesitate when your spirit nudges you. Act in obedience. Seal this message with your support and watch how swiftly provision multiplies in your life. Faithful one, something has already begun shifting behind the scenes, and you can feel it even if you cannot yet see it. The atmosphere around your finances is tightening, like the final moments before a storm breaks open the sky. But this storm does not come to destroy you. It comes to reveal what was hidden and to water what was planted in secret. I, Archangel Michael, am standing at the edge of this transition with you. You are not walking into uncertainty alone. You are walking into exposure, clarity, and separation. The money you have been waiting for is not just approaching. It is triggering reactions in the spiritual realm and in the hearts of those near you. There is a reason small misunderstandings have started surfacing. Tiny disagreements, slight changes in tone, a feeling that something is being tested. This is not random friction. It is pressure revealing structure. When pressure increases, weak foundations crack. The two individuals connected to this warning are feeling the shift even if they cannot name it. One is becoming restless. They may suddenly seem more curious about your plans. They may ask indirect questions about future goals. They may offer suggestions that subtly position them close to your next step. Watch the timing of their interest. It is not accidental. The other may grow slightly distant for a moment, not because they no longer care, but because comparison is stirring inside them. They are measuring their progress against yours. They are replaying conversations. They are evaluating where they stand. And that internal evaluation is creating discomfort. But understand this clearly. Their discomfort is not your responsibility. Your breakthrough was earned through endurance. You survived seasons where nobody offered assistance. You carried burdens silently. You made sacrifices quietly. You learned discipline through lack. And now that abundance is near, you must not shrink to keep others comfortable. Heaven does not elevate you so that you can apologize for rising. I, Archangel Michael, am sharpening your perception because what comes next requires emotional steadiness. There will be a moment when one of these two individuals attempts to re-establish control. It may come through advice disguised as wisdom. It may come through concern disguised as protection. It may even come through flattery disguised as loyalty. But listen carefully to the tone beneath the words. True support empowers you to decide. Hidden agendas attempt to decide for you. The financial blessing approaching your life is not meant to entangle you in new obligations. It is meant to free you from old limitations. If any opportunity connected to this money feels heavy before it even begins, pause. If any conversation feels rushed or pressured, delay. Urgency that comes from others is often a strategy to bypass your discernment. You are allowed to take your time. In fact, your slowness will reveal motives. Very soon, something practical will confirm this message. It could be a document requiring careful review. It could be a verbal agreement that needs to be written down. It could be someone reacting unexpectedly when you set a small boundary. That reaction will tell you more than their words ever could. Do not argue. Do not defend excessively. Calm clarity is stronger than emotional explanation. This season is teaching you the power of quiet authority. You do not need to broadcast your moves. You do not need to explain every decision. You do not need to justify your growth. The money coming into your hands carries responsibility, and responsibility requires structure. You are being called to organize, to plan, to think long term, not emotionally, not impulsively, strategically. One of the greatest mistakes people make when financial increase arrives is assuming everyone around them deserves immediate access. But access is earned through trust, not proximity. Proximity does not equal loyalty, and loyalty is proven through consistency, not convenience. I am also revealing something deeper to you now. The delay you experienced was a filtering process. During the waiting period, certain people revealed their patience or lack of it. Certain people showed whether they celebrated small wins or subtly minimized them. The waiting season exposed hearts. Now the arrival season will confirm them. Do not be surprised if one of these individuals begins subtly testing your boundaries before the money even lands. It may look like borrowing small amounts. It may look like expecting favors. It may look like assuming your time is still as available as before. These are rehearsals for larger access. Set small boundaries now, and you will prevent larger conflicts later. The blessing coming to you is not fragile. It is fortifying. But your stewardship determines how long it multiplies. I, Archangel Michael, declare that confusion is leaving your mind. Doubt is losing its grip. You are stepping into a clearer version of yourself, one who listens inwardly before responding outwardly. There is also protection over your reputation. If either of these two individuals attempts to twist narratives or create misunderstandings when they realize access is limited, their inconsistencies will surface quickly. You will not need to defend aggressively. Truth carries its own strength. As this unfolds, remember, you are not losing people, you are losing illusions. And illusions must fall before abundance can remain. The next few days will feel intense in subtle ways. Conversations may feel layered. Energy may feel charged. But beneath it all, there is stability forming. The money you have been waiting for is not slipping away. It is locking into place. And when it fully arrives, you will realize this entire warning was not to scare you, it was to position you. Stand firm. Speak wisely. Move intentionally. The sword of clarity remains lifted over your life. Warrior of destiny. The line between revelation and manifestation is becoming thinner by the hour. You are no longer in a season of guessing. You are in a season of unveiling. What was once hidden in shadows is stepping into light, and what was once delayed is accelerating with precision. I, Archangel Michael, am speaking with urgency because timing matters now. The financial shift you have prayed for is not floating in the distance anymore. It is approaching your physical reality. And as it approaches, the spiritual tension around you increases. Not because you are in danger, but because breakthrough always disturbs what was comfortable. The two individuals connected to this warning are beginning to sense that something is changing. Even if you have not told them anything, even if you have remained silent, there is an energy shift they cannot ignore. Favor carries a frequency. Alignment changes posture. Confidence rises quietly before results appear publicly. One of them will attempt to strengthen emotional closeness suddenly. You may notice more messages, more check-ins, more involvement in your daily matters. It may seem caring on the surface, and some of it may be genuine. But observe whether the increase in attention feels natural or strategic. The other will become subtly investigative. They may reference past conversations about money. They may casually ask about your plans for the future. They may pretend indifference while carefully listening for clues. Their curiosity is not random. It is triggered by intuition that your situation is about to improve. But here is what they do not understand. What is protected by heaven cannot be intercepted by human intention. Still, protection does not remove responsibility. You are being trained to handle abundance with composure. Excitement must be balanced with restraint. Generosity must be balanced with wisdom. Loyalty must be tested before access is granted. You have a generous heart. That is one of your greatest strengths. But in past seasons, that generosity sometimes cost you more than it should have. You gave when you felt obligated. You supported when you felt pressured. You explained when silence would have been stronger. This new chapter requires refinement. When the money lands, resist the urge to solve everyone's problems. Resist the urge to prove anything. Resist the urge to display progress. True security does not announce itself loudly. There is also something deeper happening within you. You are shedding an old identity, the version of you that felt behind, the version that questioned worth, the version that tolerated subtle disrespect because you felt you needed certain connections. That version is dissolving. And as it dissolves, certain dynamics around you will feel unstable. Instability is not always negative. Sometimes it is the process of restructuring. One of the two individuals will test you in a small way very soon. It may be a request that feels slightly inconvenient. It may be a comment that feels slightly dismissive. It may be a joke that carries hidden truth. That moment is a doorway. How you respond will set the tone for the future. Respond calmly. Set boundaries gently, but firmly. Watch the reaction. Their reaction will tell you everything. If they respect your boundary, there is room for continued connection with new structure. If they react defensively, guilt you, or attempt to twist your words, you have your confirmation. You are not being called to cut people off harshly. You are being called to adjust access according to behavior. I, Archangel Michael, am also revealing that your financial breakthrough carries long-term impact. This is not a temporary increase. It is a foundation shift. That is why opposition feels intense. When foundations change, structures around them must adjust. You may also notice that your confidence is increasing quietly. You are thinking differently about your future. You are planning differently. You are imagining stability where there was once uncertainty. That is not fantasy. That is alignment. Heaven does not prepare your mindset for something that will not arrive. Trust this preparation. The coming days may include a surprising conversation, one that feels slightly confrontational or unexpectedly revealing. Do not panic if it happens. Sometimes exposure comes through conflict. When masks lift, truth surfaces quickly. Stay composed. You do not need to argue. You do not need to defend excessively. State your position once. Observe the response. Silence is powerful when used wisely. Remember this, not everyone who walked with you in survival mode is meant to walk with you in success mode. Some people were seasonal. Some were situational. Some were necessary for lessons, not longevity. And that is okay. Release without bitterness. Adjust without drama. Elevate without apology. The money you have been waiting for is not slipping away. It is aligning perfectly. And as it aligns, so does your discernment. You are not naive anymore. You are not overly trusting. You are not unaware. You are awake. The sword of clarity remains over your life. The shield of protection remains around your finances. And the exposure that is unfolding is not here to harm you. It is here to secure you. Prepare your mind. Strengthen your boundaries. Guard your peace. Because what is coming next will confirm everything you have sensed. And once confirmation arrives, there will be no more confusion. Steadfast heart. The moment of visible shift is closer than you can measure. What you have sensed internally is preparing to manifest externally, and when it does, the reactions around you will accelerate. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why sleep has felt lighter. This is why your intuition has been louder than usual. I, Archangel Michael, am not only guarding your provision, I am guarding your perception. Because what unfolds next will require emotional intelligence as much as spiritual awareness. The money you have been waiting for is entering its final stage of release. Paperwork, approvals, unseen decisions, and quiet confirmations are aligning. While you go about your day, unseen forces are adjusting circumstances in your favor. But at the same time, subtle tests are surfacing in your relationships. One of the two individuals will soon initiate a conversation that feels ordinary on the surface. It may begin casually. It may sound harmless. But beneath it will be a probing tone. They are looking for confirmation without asking directly. They want to know if something has shifted. Do not reveal prematurely. Your silence is not dissection. It is protection. The other individual may begin to subtly assert influence. They may remind you of shared plans. They may speak as though your future decisions automatically include them. Listen carefully to phrasing. When someone assumes access without invitation, it reveals expectation. Expectation without agreement is entitlement. You are not required to fulfill expectations you never approved. This is where many lose control of their blessing. They feel obligated to meet emotional pressure. They feel guilty for evolving. They feel responsible for maintaining comfort in others. But your growth is not betrayal. Your boundaries are not rejection. Your wisdom is not pride. I, Archangel Michael, am strengthening your backbone in this season. The gentleness of your heart must now be balanced with firmness in your choices. Very soon, you may receive tangible evidence that your finances are shifting. A number may appear that surprises you. An amount may be larger than expected. An opportunity may come with conditions attached. When it does, pause before celebrating publicly. Secure it privately. Review it carefully. Move deliberately. Because once your shift becomes visible, behavior around you will intensify. You may notice subtle jealousy disguised as humor. You may hear comments that minimize your achievement. You may feel tension in rooms where there was once ease. Do not internalize it. Elevation changes dynamics. Not everyone adjusts gracefully. At the same time, do not become hardened. Discernment does not require coldness. It requires clarity. This message is reaching you because you are ready to handle it. You are no longer the version of yourself who ignored red flags. You are no longer the version who over-explained decisions. You are stepping into calm authority. And calm authority unsettles those who once benefited from your uncertainty. If this message is opening your eyes, make sure you anchor it. Like this video so that this protective word reaches others standing at the edge of breakthrough. Share it with someone you sense is entering a financial shift. Comment what you are discerning in your own circle. Subscribe and become part of this growing movement of spiritual awareness. When you engage, when you join in membership, when you support consistently, you strengthen the shield that covers this channel and the community around it. Because what is happening is bigger than one person's story. Many are stepping into increase while facing relational testing at the same time. Hold your composure in the days ahead. One of the two individuals may attempt a small emotional reaction to gauge your response. They may withdraw briefly to see if you chase. They may create mild tension to see if you accommodate. Do not chase instability. Stability attracts respect. Let them adjust to the new version of you. And understand this deeply. Exposure does not always happen through dramatic betrayal. Sometimes it happens through gradual realization, through repeated patterns, through consistent discomfort that can no longer be ignored. Trust patterns, not promises. I, Archangel Michael, declare that confusion is breaking off your life. Where you once doubted your intuition, you will now honor it. Where you once hesitated to set limits, you will now establish them calmly. The money you have been waiting for is not meant to create chaos. It is meant to create freedom. But freedom requires boundaries. You are being positioned not just to receive but to sustain. The next interaction you have with one of these two individuals will carry subtle confirmation. Watch closely. Listen between the words. Observe the reaction when you assert even a small preference. That reaction will reveal their heart posture. Remain steady. Remain wise. Remain silent when necessary. Because what is unfolding now is the final alignment before manifestation becomes undeniable. And when it does, you will be grateful that you saw clearly before it arrived. Brave soul, you are now standing at the edge of confirmation. The fog that once surrounded your finances is lifting, and what was uncertain is becoming defined. You have endured the waiting. You have endured the doubt. And now you are entering the revealing. I, Archangel Michael, am speaking into this precise moment because what happens next will seal everything you have sensed. The money you have been waiting for is no longer theoretical. It is materializing. And as it materializes, so will truth. There is a shift in your posture that others can feel. Even if you have said nothing, even if you have remained outwardly the same, something in you has stabilized. Your confidence is quieter but stronger. Your thinking is sharper. Your emotional responses are measured. This inner change is signaling that you are no longer operating from lack. And when you stop operating from lack, those who benefited from your uncertainty begin to feel displaced. One of the two individuals connected to this message will soon reveal their insecurity through comparison. It may be subtle. They may mention someone else's success in a way that feels pointed. They may bring up their own struggles immediately after you share something positive. They may try to equalize the moment instead of celebrating it. Do not confront. Observe. Comparison speaks louder than accusation. The second individual will attempt closeness. They may increase communication. They may reminisce about shared challenges. They may speak as if they were always part of your coming success. Listen carefully to how they position themselves in your narrative. Are they honoring your effort, or quietly inserting themselves into your reward? You do not owe anyone co-ownership of what you build through endurance. Your breakthrough carries your fingerprint. Your patience shaped it. Your discipline protected it. Your prayers activated it. I, Archangel Michael, am revealing this so you do not mistake emotional familiarity for spiritual alignment. Just because someone has history with you does not mean they have capacity for where you are going. Capacity matters. In the coming days, there will be a defining moment. It may be small, but it will be unmistakable. A comment will cross a line. A request will feel excessive. A reaction will feel disproportionate. That moment is not an accident. It is a mirror. When it happens, respond with composure. Calmly assert your position. Do not apologize for boundaries. Do not soften clarity to protect feelings. True relationships survive honesty. Conditional ones fracture under it. And if fracture happens, let it. Not every separation is loss. Some are liberation. The financial blessing approaching you is structured for stability. But stability requires a circle that respects structure. If someone resists your boundaries now, they will resist them later when greater amounts are involved. You are being shown early so you are not surprised later. There is also something shifting within your intuition. You are less willing to ignore discomfort. You are less eager to explain yourself repeatedly. You are less tolerant of subtle disrespect. That is growth, not arrogance. I, Archangel Michael, stand as witness to your evolution. You have matured through adversity. You have learned from missteps. You have recognized patterns you once dismissed. This next phase will require emotional neutrality. Do not let praise inflate you. Do not let criticism deflate you. Remain centered. The reactions of others are reflections of their internal state, not measures of your worth. Very soon, the financial confirmation you have awaited will become undeniable. It will not be vague. You will not be uncertain. It will be clear. And when it is clear, reactions will intensify quickly. Prepare now. Limit what you share. Strengthen documentation. Clarify agreements. Separate friendship from fiance. These are not acts of distrust. They are acts of wisdom. One of the two individuals may test you with urgency. They may push for quick decisions. They may imply that delay equals disloyalty. But urgency that comes from others often benefits them more than you. Slow down. You are not behind. You are aligning. The other individual may attempt emotional withdrawal if they sense limited access. They may grow quieter. They may appear distant. Do not chase distance. If connection is genuine, it will return without manipulation. Silence reveals sincerity. I, Archangel Michael, declare that exposure is not here to wound you. It is here to protect you. When truth surfaces, accept it without dramatizing it. Adjustment does not require announcement. You are stepping into a chapter where your peace matters more than approval. As this unfolds, you may feel a strange mixture of gratitude and caution. That balance is healthy. Celebrate privately. Reflect deeply. Move intentionally. The money you have been waiting for is not slipping through your hands. It is settling into them. And when it fully arrives, you will see clearly who claps sincerely and who calculates silently. Remain steady, because the next development will make everything unmistakably clear. Anointed one, the unveiling has reached a critical point. What was once subtle is becoming visible. What was once sensed is now being confirmed through action, tone, and timing. You are no longer imagining the shift. You are standing inside it. I, Archangel Michael, speak with clarity now because the financial door you have been waiting on is opening wider. And as it opens, pressure around you is increasing. Not to break you, but to reveal what cannot cross into your next season. The money is no longer a distant hope. It is a present reality forming in your hands. Whether it has fully arrived yet or is in its final stages of release, the atmosphere has changed. You can feel it in your confidence. You can feel it in your planning. You can feel it in your reduced tolerance for confusion. And others can feel it too. One of the two individuals connected to this warning has already begun adjusting their behavior. You may have noticed subtle mood shifts, slightly sharper tones, moments of forced enthusiasm. They are trying to reconcile the image they held of you with the version of you that is emerging. They were comfortable when you needed advice. They were comfortable when you second-guessed yourself. But now you are decisive. And decisiveness removes influence from those who relied on your hesitation. The second individual is wrestling internally. They may not show it openly, but there is movement beneath the surface. They are calculating how your financial shift affects their access, their comfort, their role. This calculation may lead to one of two responses. over-involvement or strategic distance. What would one they do? Over-involvement looks like sudden eagerness to participate in your decisions. Strategic distance looks like cool detachment designed to make you question whether you did something wrong. Both are reactions to the same truth. You are no longer in the same position you once were. Do not chase the reaction. You are not responsible for managing other people's adjustment to your elevation. I, Archangel Michael, declare that the exposure phase is almost complete. Very soon, one clear incident will settle any lingering doubt. It may be a financial request that feels inappropriate. It may be a suggestion that subtly redirects your resources toward their benefit. It may be a comment that reveals hidden comparison. When that moment arrives, you will not feel confused. You will feel calm. That calmness is your confirmation. Respond with clarity. If something does not align with your plan, say no without over-explaining. If something feels manipulative, withdraw gracefully. If something feels entitled, reinforce boundaries gently, but firmly. You are not closing your heart. You are protecting your future. There is something else you must understand now. Your financial breakthrough is connected to long-term stability, not temporary excitement. This is not about a quick increase. It is about a new foundation. And foundations require strength around them. If either of these two individuals cannot respect your boundaries now, they will not respect them later when larger opportunities arise. Better to see it now. Better to adjust now. Better to protect now. I stand as guardian over what is yours. But guardianship does not eliminate your participation. You must choose discernment. You must choose restraint. You must choose maturity over emotion. The next few days may feel intense. Conversations may carry hidden meanings. Silences may feel loaded. But beneath it all, there is peace forming. Because truth, once seen, removes anxiety. You are no longer guessing who is safe with your growth. You are observing who respects it. And here is the deeper revelation. The two individuals may not even fully realize what they are doing. Insecurity can operate unconsciously. Entitlement could disguise itself as closeness. But intention reveals itself through patterns. Trust patterns. As this message settles in your spirit, you may already feel a sense of resolution, a quiet knowing, a recognition that something is ending so something stronger can begin. Receive this activation now. Type "I walk in wisdom" in the comments if this message confirms what you are seeing. Blessing code 818 is now released over your finances and relationships. And as this door opens, hear this sacred call. When you sow into this mission through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to a channel. You are fueling a lighthouse in a dark hour. The Lord declares, as you pour oil into my work, I will cause your own cup to overflow. I feel led to stand with this word and expand its reach. Your seed becomes light for someone standing in confusion. Your obedience becomes provision for another soul waiting for clarity. This is not a transaction. It is alignment with heaven's movement. Those who plant beside living waters will see harvest in unexpected seasons. Do not delay when your spirit prompts you. Move in faith. Activate your support now and watch how doors respond to your obedience. Faithful warrior, the separation between clarity and confusion has now become undeniable. What once felt like suspicion has turned into evidence. What once felt like intuition has turned into confirmation. You are no longer questioning what you sense. You are recognizing it. I, Archangel Michael, stand in this moment to affirm that the financial shift you have been waiting for is stabilizing. The door is not just opening, It is securing behind you. And as it secures, access around you is being redefined. The money that once felt distant is now tangible. Whether fully in your hands or moments away, its presence has already altered the atmosphere of your relationships. You can feel the difference in conversations. You can sense the recalibration in energy. The testing phase is concluding. One of the two individuals connected to this warning has likely revealed more than they intended. It may have been a comment that carried subtle bitterness. It may have been a reaction that felt disproportionate to the situation. It may have been a request that exposed assumption. Whatever it was, it clicked. You saw it. And once you see something clearly, you cannot unsee it. The second individual may still be navigating internally. Their reaction may be quieter but equally revealing. Perhaps they withdrew when you asserted a boundary. Perhaps they seemed unsettled when you declined involvement. Perhaps they attempted to remind you of loyalty in a way that felt transactional. Loyalty does not need reminders. True support celebrates without calculation. You are now in a position where your responses carry weight. How you handle this exposure will shape the next season of your life. This is not a call to confrontation. It is a call to composure. Respond with dignity. Do not expose them publicly. Do not retaliate emotionally. Simply adjust access. Reduce unnecessary sharing. Separate finances from friendships. Clarify expectations calmly. Silence can be more powerful than accusation. I, Archangel Michael, declare that the confusion that once clouded your judgment is gone. You are thinking strategically now. You are planning with foresight. You are no longer operating from emotional impulse. And this is why your breakthrough is secure. There may still be one final interaction that seals everything. A conversation that makes the dynamic unmistakable. It will not feel chaotic. It will feel clarifying. It will remove the last thread of doubt. When it happens, trust your steadiness. The money you have been waiting for was never meant to create division. It was meant to reveal alignment. Those aligned with your growth will adjust gracefully. Those misaligned will resist subtly or openly. Either way, the truth will stand. You may feel a mixture of relief and sadness. Relief because clarity has arrived. Sadness because certain dynamics will never be the same. Allow yourself to feel both without guilt. Growth changes proximity. And not everyone is meant to remain close at every level. This is not about cutting people off harshly. It is about repositioning wisely. You can care for someone while limiting their influence. You can wish someone well while reducing their access. You can maintain respect while protecting your resources. Protection is not punishment. As your financial situation strengthens, so must your structure. Create plans. Establish systems. Seek wise counsel from those without personal stakes in your money. Remove emotion from financial decisions. Keep generosity intentional, not pressure. The two individuals who attempted to position themselves near your blessing will not be able to override your clarity. Their influence weakens where your discernment strengthens. I stand as witness to your transformation. You are not reacting from fear. You are responding from awareness. The distinction is powerful. Very soon, you will look back at this season and recognize it as a turning point. Not just financially, but relationally. You will realize that the warning was mercy. The exposure was protection. The tension was preparation. Your peace will increase in the coming days. The intensity you felt will begin to settle. Once clarity replaces uncertainty, anxiety loses its grip. The money you have been waiting for is not only arriving, it is stabilizing. And stability creates confidence. Remain steady now. Do not reopen doors that have shown you their weakness. Do not ignore patterns that have revealed themselves. Do not minimize what your intuition confirmed. You are stepping into a chapter where fewer people will have access, but those who remain will be genuine. Quality over quantity. Alignment over familiarity. Wisdom over emotion. The sword of clarity that I hold over your life has done its work. What was hidden has surfaced. What was uncertain has been revealed. And as you move forward, you will do so lighter, clearer, and stronger than before. Steady child of destiny, you are no longer standing at the edge of change. You are inside it. What once felt like a warning now feels like confirmation. What once felt like tension now feels like understanding. The financial shift you have been waiting for is not just approaching anymore. It is integrating into your reality. I, Archangel Michael, speak with assurance now. The storm of uncertainty has passed. What remains is clarity, and clarity is power. The money that seemed delayed has either arrived or is so close that its impact is already shaping your decisions. You are thinking differently. You are speaking differently. You are planning differently. And most importantly, you are trusting yourself differently. The trust is what secured your breakthrough. The two individuals connected to this message have now revealed their positions clearly. One has shown insecurity through subtle resistance. The other has shown entitlement through subtle assumption. Whether dramatic or quiet, their patterns have surfaced, and you handled it. You did not explode. You did not over-explain. You did not chase approval. You adjusted access. You reinforced boundaries. You remained calm. That calmness shifted the entire dynamic. One of them may still attempt a final test. It could be a last-minute suggestion regarding your finances. It could be an emotional reminder of past loyalty. It could be a request that feels slightly out of place. But this time, you will recognize it instantly. You will not hesitate. Because now you understand that your blessing requires structure. There is a new strength in your posture. You are no longer seeking validation for your decisions. You are no longer shrinking to maintain comfort. You are no longer sharing sensitive information casually. This is maturity, and maturity attracts stability. I, Archangel Michael, declare that the financial door is secure. What belongs to you will remain with you. What was assigned to you will not be diverted. What was promised will not be withdrawn. But now comes the next level of responsibility. Abundance must be managed wisely. Protect documentation. Separate emotion from agreements. Clarify terms before committing. Keep generosity intentional. The lesson of this season was not just exposure of others. It was elevation of you. You are being prepared for larger influence. The circle around you will become smaller but stronger. Those who remain will respect your boundaries without argument. They will celebrate your growth without comparison. They will honor your success without calculation. That is alignment. If this message has walked with you through clarity and confirmation, anchor it now. Like this video so this protective word reaches others standing at the edge of breakthrough. Share it with someone who may be navigating a financial shift with relational tension. Comment what has changed in your perspective during this journey. Subscribe and become part of this growing spiritual community. When you engage consistently, when you join in membership, when you support the mission, you strengthen the covering over this space of revelation. Do not disengage now, because what comes next builds on what you have just secured. You will want to remain attentive as the final layer unfolds. There is still one more internal shift taking place within you. It is subtle but powerful. You are releasing guilt. Guilt for outgrowing dynamics. Guilt for saying no. Guilt for protecting your peace. That guilt no longer belongs in this new chapter. You are allowed to prosper. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to choose stability over familiarity. The two individuals who attempted to position themselves near your blessing are now aware that your boundaries are firm. They may adjust. They may distance themselves. They may attempt reconciliation under new terms. Whatever they choose, you will no longer feel uncertain. Your clarity has settled. I stand as guardian not only of your finances but of your discernment. The sword is no longer raised in warning. It is now positioned in assurance. The season of guessing is over. The season of stability has begun. And as you move forward, you will notice something unexpected: peace. Not loud excitement, not dramatic celebration, just steady peace. Because when protection, wisdom, and provision align, peace follows naturally. Remain grounded. Remain structured. Remain discerning. Your breakthrough was not a joke. It was a test of maturity. And you passed. Radiant soul, what once felt intense now feels settled. The storm that circled your finances has moved on, and what remains is structure, stability, and strength. You are no longer reacting to subtle energies. You are operating from clarity, and clarity has changed everything. I, Archangel Michael, speak now not as a warning voice, but as a confirming presence. The financial shift you have been waiting for has anchored itself. It is not slipping. It is not fragile. It is secured because you matured before it arrived. This is what many do not understand. Wealth without wisdom creates chaos, but provision combined with discernment creates longevity. You were taught discernment before you were given increase. That is why what you hold now will remain. The two individuals who once circled your breakthrough have either adjusted or distanced themselves. The tension that once filled conversations has eased, not because nothing happened, but because truth settled the matter. You no longer carry confusion about their intentions. You no longer wrestle internally with mixed signals. The patterns spoke for themselves, and you listened. One of them may have softened after realizing that manipulation no longer works. They may approach you with more respect. They may tread carefully around financial topics. Observe whether this shift is consistent. True change is not momentary politeness. It is sustained behavior. The other may have grown quieter, perhaps slightly distant. This distance is not always hostility. Sometimes it is pride adjusting. Sometimes it is insecurity retreating. You do not need to chase or confront it. Let space reveal sincerity. You have entered a season where emotional steadiness is your greatest asset. The money you have been waiting for has not only strengthened your position, it has strengthened your spine. You speak with more certainty. You plan with more foresight. You no longer rush decisions to please others. You are thinking long term. This is growth. I, Archangel Michael, affirm that what you protected will now begin to multiply, because stewardship invites expansion. When heaven sees that you can guard what you receive, more can be entrusted to you. Do not mistake calmness for stagnation. Quiet stability is often the foundation of larger acceleration. The dramatic tension you felt earlier was necessary to sharpen you. Now that sharpening is complete, there may still be subtle echoes of the old dynamic. A comment here, a reminder there. But these echoes no longer shake you. They pass through without attaching. That is how you know you have evolved. You are no longer emotionally entangled in other people's reactions. You are anchored. One powerful shift has occurred within you that you may not have fully acknowledged. You trust your intuition without needing external validation. When something feels misaligned, you pause. When something feels pressured, you step back. When something feels right, you proceed confidently. That instinct is protection. The financial blessing you carry now will require continued discipline. Maintain documentation. Keep boundaries consistent. Do not loosen structure out of nostalgia. The past does not need access to your future. You may also notice that new connections are beginning to form around you. People who operate with clarity. Individuals who respect independence. Conversations that feel mutual rather than strategic. This is alignment responding to your growth. When you elevate internally, your external environment begins to reorganize. I, Archangel Michael, stand not only as guardian but as witness to your transformation. The lesson was never about fearing those around you. It was about refining your awareness. It was about teaching you that proximity does not equal permission. And now you understand. The breakthrough you waited for did not just change your finances. It changed your standards. Your circle will be smaller but more genuine. Your conversations will be fewer but more meaningful. Your generosity will be thoughtful rather than impulsive. This is sustainable abundance. There is a quiet confidence in you now that cannot be shaken by subtle manipulation. The tests that once felt intense would not even disturb you today. That is evidence of growth. As you continue forward, remember that clarity must be maintained. Exposure was not a one-time event. It was a training ground. Continue observing patterns. Continue honoring your intuition. Continue separating emotion from financial decisions. The sword I hold over your life is no longer raised in urgency. It rests in readiness. Protection remains, but panic is gone. You have stepped into a new level of maturity. And because of that, what you hold will expand without chaos. Remain steady. Remain wise. Remain grounded. The final layer of this journey is about sealing what has been secured. And once it is sealed, you will move forward without looking back. Victorious one. This is the sealing of the matter. What began as a warning has become a testimony. What started with tension has ended in triumph. The words spoken at the beginning were not exaggerated. They were preparation. And now you can see why this was never a joke. I, Archangel Michael, stand before you not with urgency, but with affirmation. The money you had been waiting for was real. The resistance around it was real. The two individuals who tried, consciously or unconsciously, to position themselves near your blessing were real. But greater than all of it was your growth. You did not panic. You did not overreact. You did not surrender your discernment for the sake of comfort. You matured. And because you matured, the blessing remained intact. Look at what has shifted inside you. You are no longer easily pressured. You are no longer easily manipulated by guilt or nostalgia. You no longer confuse history with entitlement. You no longer equate proximity with permission. The transformation is worth more than the money itself. The financial increase that once felt delayed is now part of your life. Whether fully manifested or steadily flowing, it is stable. It is structured. It is protected. Not because opposition did not try, but because wisdom prevailed. One of the two individuals may still orbit at a distance, adjusting to the new version of you. The other may have quietly accepted that access is no longer automatic. Either way, their influence has weakened because your clarity has strengthened. This was never about cutting people off harshly. It was about elevating your standards gently, but firmly. And you did exactly that. There is something powerful about the peace you feel now. It is not loud celebration. It is quiet confidence. The kind that comes when you know you handled something correctly. The kind that comes when your intuition proved accurate. The kind that comes when protection and maturity work together. I, Archangel Michael, declare that this season has marked you permanently. You will never again ignore subtle warning signs. You will never again overshare prematurely. You will never again allow emotional pressure to override strategic thinking. The sword of clarity has carved new boundaries in your life, and those boundaries will guard greater blessings ahead. Understand this deeply. This breakthrough was not the peak. It was the preparation. What you just navigated was training for larger responsibility. If you could protect this level, you can protect the next. Do not become careless now. Continue moving with intention. Continue separating friendship from finance. Continue celebrating privately before announcing publicly. Continue trusting the pause when something feels rushed. The lesson has been learned. The blessing hath been secured. The circle has been refined. You stand stronger than before. And now, as this message seals itself over your life, receive this activation. Type "I am protected" and positioned in the comments if you know the season has changed you. Blessing code 1212 is now activated over your finances, your discernment, and your future. And as this chapter closes, hear this sacred command. The same way your obedience protected your blessing, your support can protect and expand this mission. When you release a super thanks, when you join as a member, when you sow through the PayPal link in the description, you are not giving to a platform. You are advancing a divine assignment. The Lord declares, "As you bring your offering into my house, I will open the windows over yours." I feel compelled to stand with this word and push it into nations that are waiting for warning and wisdom. Your seed becomes fire in dark places. Your generosity becomes oil that keeps revelation flowing. This is not casual giving. This is prophetic alignment. Those who sow into protection will reap preservation over their own households. Do not delay your obedience. Move now. Activate your support and seal your partnership with this work. This was never a joke. It was preparation for elevation. And you were ready.